My name is Judy, and I am a knitwear designer living in the woods of New Hampshire. This is episode 66. So today I have quite a few finished knitted objects to show you, as well as a work in progress and some acquisitions from a recent camping trip I took in Maine. So I hope you are ready, and let's get started. I'm leaving the door open just because there's a nice breeze coming through and I don't really want to get overheated like I usually do on these episodes, so I hope that's not distracting to you. Alright, let's get started. I really want to begin with my first finished object, which was a beast. And I finished it this morning, and it really inspired me to record this episode because I wanted to show you. I've been working on this blanket. This is my Cozy Memories blanket. How long now? Gosh, it was before my birthday. So I would say I started this one in March. So March, April, May, 3.5 months later, I have a completed blanket, and I'm really happy with the size. It took me, was it 16? Oh my gosh, I wrote this down. It's a lot of yarn. It's a lot of yarn. I'll show you. So, I used Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool, and then I held that double with a bunch of strands of fingering weight yarn that I had left over. So a bunch of mini skeins and just leftover scraps from projects. So I held one strand of fingering, one strand of worsted, because the fisherman's wool is worsted weight, and it produced the most glorious fabric, and it's squishy, and it's thick and chunky and warm and just beautiful. I love the marling effect that the cream wool provided to all of these perhaps too bright colors in here, so they kind of subdued the color. I think I'm showing you the wrong side, but it doesn't really matter with garter, does it? But here is a general idea of this giant, well, I consider it a giant blanket. It got so heavy at the end that I had to set it all in my basket and then just sort of take the top part I was working on and just keep that close to me, because anytime you went to turn it, it was a production. But yeah, I love how it turned out. This is the end here. And here's the beginning. So I don't know if you can tell, but I matched up. I used the same mini skein on the beginning as I did at the end. So that makes me happy. And yeah, like I said, it's just a bunch of colors all together in stripes. I used some really large needles. These were US 10.5s, I think it was. Real chunky. This is what I have left of yarn, so very little. Exciting. So I had used up 2 of these really large 8-ounce skeins. That's what I started out with. And then when I ran out of those, I ordered some of this. This was like vintage labels too. These were just 3-ounce skeins, and I ordered 6 of those, and I think that was on eBay. So 6 times 2, 18 plus 16. Yeah, it was a lot of yarn, not even counting those mini skeins of the sock yarn. So this was a labor of love, but I'm telling you, I am going to love this thing in the winter. I'm actually thinking about keeping it in my car, because you just never know around here, and you may end up needing a blanket in the winter. So I'm just saying, it might look really cute too. So that's sort of my plan for this blanket right now, but we'll see. If you have not made one of these Cozy Memories blanket, and I didn't follow a pattern, just a general idea that I've seen on podcasts, you should definitely do it, because it's a great way to get rid of a bunch of mini skeins. And I am sure I'll be making another one. I just don't know if I will hold the fingering weight with such a thick yarn, so that perhaps I can come up with if I did just 2 strands of fingering, or 1 strand of DK and 1 strand of fingering, maybe then it wouldn't be so heavy. So we'll see. Try to fit it back in this bag. I've been keeping it in this really cute bunny bag that we got at oh, now I can't think of the name of that grocery store chain they have in New York, and they don't have them here. Ah, I'll think of it. My husband talks about that store all the time, and he had to take me there the first thing when we got to Rochester. So if you know the name of it, please comment. Anyway, we got it there quite some years ago, and this thing is just holding up. It is so thick and built so well that I've had it forever. Okay, let me get my glasses on for this, because I want to tell you about this little hat that I crocheted. I forgot that I also have some crochet, not just knitting today. So this was a one skein project, which is always fun. And it's called the single crochet cap. There's a picture of it. It's very basic. It comes in a lot of different sizes. And this is a free pattern on Purl Soho. And I did have some linen quill on hand, so I thought I would try to make this. I love doing single crochet. And this is what we have. This is our little hat, and I know the shape looks a little funky. I haven't even blocked this yet. I just kind of, but it's cute. I don't know. I'm not really a hat person, but I don't know. I thought it was a cute hat. What do you think? It feels really good on. I'm not convinced I like this part here, but whatever. I can just kind of push it over. I think it's cute, and I really enjoyed making it because it was just round and round and round, you know, a lot of round and round. I did have yarn left over. Sadly, I didn't want to, but I did, so here it is. It's a good amount too, so it doesn't take an entire skein unless you're making probably the large size, and then it might, but here's my little tag. Linen quill is such a lovely blend of, let me tell you, well, it's 439 yards in total to 100 grams. And it's made of 50% fine Highland wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. Just a beautiful yarn. You can't tell so well, and I'm sure on this video, but there's a lot of variation in the color. So it looks like a hand-dyed almost, rather than a commercial. And I just adore it, and I love this color, which is color 1105, Peony Pink. Peony Pink. My peonies have almost opened. They're getting to that marshmallow stage. So I definitely plan to make another hat or two. Oh, I didn't show you the needle though. This was a really tiny needle. Size C, or 2 3/4 millimeter. Tiny. Little, but I enjoyed it. I loved every stitch. And I'm holding it in my little berry bag. This is a pattern that I released, I don't know, some months ago. The little leather bottom and a bobble stitch and some naturally dyed yarn that I had dyed up. Love this one. It's really fun. So yeah, I highly recommend the single crochet cap if you need a hat in your life. It was a fun project. Next, I knit my granddaughter Charlie a No Place Like Home pullover. So this pullover is one of my designs from quite a few years ago, and I changed this particular sweater to not include. The No Place Like Home pullover for children has a beautiful lace panel right down the center. And I left that out because this yarn is just, it's so busy, right? This is such a busy, busy yarn. And I just left it out. The back has the keyhole opening there, the button, to make it go on easier. And I don't know, there's not much to say about it. This is a sock yarn in this crazy color. I think it's called stained glass. And if you notice, the sleeves look very different from one another. So this one has like those micro stripes and this one doesn't. So I guess my gauge was a bit off on one of them, or yeah, I don't know. I think I think that's it though. Look, if you look, you could see that this particular sleeve was knit looser. So I don't think Charlie will mind at all. I think this will fit her well, and it should carry her right into the fall months. So no place like home. Cute little pattern for children. That is in my Ravelry shop. And then for Charlie's sister Blake, my youngest granddaughter, who's just 3, I knit her my sweet friend Yessy from Jessy's Designs. She released a pattern called the Candlewood cardigan. Here it is. It's a beautiful design. I have known Yessy for years now. We taught together at a school in Connecticut, and she's just a love. I mean, one of my favorite people in the world. And so we've kept in touch all these years, and now she's a designer, I'm a designer, we're not teaching anymore, and it's just, I'm just a big fan. So when I saw this Candlewood cardigan and I knew that it was meant for children, I'm like, oh, well, I have to make this one for Blakey. So Blake will get this adorable little cardigan, and I'm in love with this lace stitch. I'm not a lace stitch girl. I will do it because it's pretty, but I struggle a bit, and this was one of the easiest I've ever done. I loved this. It looks a lot harder than it is, but it's not. There's the sleeves. I did make some modifications though. I didn't knit it exactly to pattern, only because that's just what I do with a lot of patterns. So instead of the regular ribbing, I did some garter stitch for the button band and for the neck. I didn't do any buttons at all. And I did do the sleeves longer, the ribbing, because I wanted to be able to, you know, she could get a little more use out of it, and I did more of a balloon sleeve with a sudden decrease. So, but other than that, this was a wonderful pattern to follow. I'm excited because I know Jessy's coming out with the adult version of this. I believe in the fall, so I am looking forward to that. I love these raglan increases too. I think they're so pretty. Oh, I should have told you about the yarn. So this is a worsted weight. I picked up 2 of these at our local charity shop for $3 a piece. Nature Spun. This is obviously a vintage skein, and there were 2 of them. So I used up all of the one. Oh, I'm sorry. I used up all of 2. I purchased 3 of these. I got lucky that day, and I used up all of 2 of them and some of a third. So I will have this left over for another project, probably a hat or mittens for the girls. And let me tell you what size needles I used for this. I followed the pattern for that. So it would be a US 6 and a US 8, or a 4mm, 5mm. And like I said, it calls for a worsted weight yarn. And I just absolutely love this pattern. The sizes right now that it is available in are 2 through 16. 2 through 16, so the younger people. Oh, and then I might as well mention this now, even though I was going to save it for acquisitions, but Yessy reached out and told me, because she has a podcast, which I highly recommend you watch too. You will love her. And she said, I want a giveaway, because I had entered one of her giveaways, and I won this beautiful canvas pouch. Jessy's motto in life basically is to inspire and be inspired. She is so inspiring. Oh my gosh. But here is her little business name. She has a really popular Instagram channel, a beautiful Instagram channel. You should go follow her. And she included the most lovely note and these really pretty earrings as well that she made me, which was so kind. Yeah, look at this beautiful little card with the butterflies. And again, Jessy's Designs is the name of her business. So Yessy is originally from Colombia. I love her podcast because she talks a lot about her rich family history, and a lot of her designs are inspired by her deeply connected family roots. So it's really lovely. So thank you, Yessy. I really, really love this little pouch, and I can't wait to put it to good use now that I've shown it on the podcast. Okay, next. Hope I'm not going too quickly. I just don't want this to be, too long. But next, and this was a palette cleanser project that I really needed at the time. It was still a lot cooler out when I knit this one, so I think I did this one in maybe April. And it's called a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's called the July Cowl. There's a little picture of it. It's a little bit hard to see, but it has this cool diamond pattern that's created with different knits and purls. Really easy, really fun, really quick. And let me tell you a little bit about the details. So it's worsted weight, and the needles are US 8 5 mil, and let me show you this adorable cowl. There it is. I don't know which way is up or down. I don't think it really matters. I tried to pay close attention to not having either the cast on or the bind off edge be too tight or loose. I wanted them to be quite even, and they are, which is nice. And you can see that, I hope, although there is mohair with this, so I don't know if it shows up as well, but that diamond texture in there, and I'll put it on for you. But this yarn is lovely. This combination of yarns is so wonderful. Just super soft, literally no scratch whatsoever, and it stays on pretty well. It feels really good right now too. So the yarns that I used, oh my goodness, talk about luxury yarns. So this first one was a gift from my daughter Kelly quite a few years ago, and I finally found a really good use for it. So of course Kelly knew my colors before I did, because she always picked out the colors that were right for my skin tone, even though I didn't know it at the time. So this really very beautiful yarn by Herriot. It's called Herriot by Juniper Moon Farms, and this is a baby alpaca yarn. And then I combined it with some Rowan Kidsilk Haze, which is like, I don't know, I feel like this is like the OG mohair. But let me just give you a little more details on that. So the Herriot is, like I said, it's a pure extra fine baby alpaca, and the color is Rosewood, color 1049. It's actually this is a 3, this is a DK weight, but since I combined it with a strand of this Kidsilk Haze, and this is shade 589, I don't think they use color names, 25 grams, And it's 100%, it should be 100% Kidsilk mohair. So mixing the two of these together did give me the worsted weight that I needed, and it made the most lovely cowl. So very happy with this. I would make these again all day long for gifts because just so much fun. Here's my needles I used. And yeah, what can I say? It's a wonderful project. And free. You can't go wrong. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. So I think I'm going to show you this one next. And I may have shown you, I'm almost positive that I showed you the beginning of this in episode 65. So I think so anyway. I'm going to take this off. And I might just put this on. So I wrote a pattern for something called a Kulipa tank, which Kulipa means tulip in Hawaiian. And I had my daughter, who lives in Hawaii, try it on for me and model some photos for me of that tank top. But that tank top was designed for younger people in mind, so I took that same concept and that same tulip stitch. Oh, the Kulipa tank is a crochet project. I should have said that. And this one is a crochet and knit. But it is finished now, and this one is, as I imagine it being, for the older people. So not the young ones that can, walk around with practically nothing on and look adorable. So I'll show you how this fits on me. I think it fits well. I haven't worn it over like a shirt yet, but it feels pretty good on. And I'll just stand up a little bit here. I have no idea if I'm in the shot. But just to give you a general idea of how it looks. So you have this knit band at the bottom with your crochet tulips, followed by more knitting. So most of this design is knit and some of it is crochet. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where this one's gonna go, but for now I have a cute tank I can wear around, and I can wear this one without something under it, with a bra on. And then if I go out, I'll just put on like a sweater, a light sweater. So I don't know where this one's going, but it's cute, it's fun. I may just release it as a free pattern. I don't even know yet. I'm still in that deciding mode. But I'll tell you what, it was a joy to knit. And I put on one of my little tags just so I can easily tell the back from the front. These are I-cord straps. These fit really well. I'm really happy with how they turned out too. Let's see, we should talk about the yarn. I don't have a lot of it left. I have just this. So these were two mini-skeins that I worked together, or held together rather. That I held together, and I'm sorry, hold on. My apologies for that. That's an air compressor. I'm in the barn recording today, and that turns on every half hour or so. So apologize for that. It's a little startling. So anyway, like I said, I'm not so sure what's gonna come of this. I used 100% superwash merino in a DK weight for the main body, and like I was trying to tell you, this was one of the, this was one of the colors in the tulips here and on the top. So I don't have any more of the green left to show you, but it was sock yarn held double. All right, so that is that, and then the last one, my last finished object, I am going to show you with acquisitions because it's tied together. So hold off on that for a minute, and I will show you my only whip or work in progress. This is, so I should have brought my other pajama cardigan, my original pajama cardigan. That I released several years ago, but the pajama cardigan is one of my popular patterns that people love to knit because you end up with this really cozy, comfy, oversized cardigan with big pockets that is intended to be worn with your pajamas, because I practically live in mine. And there's no buttons, it's just, and the original was made with Mungo yarn, which is by Retrosaria. Rosa Pomar in Portugal makes some gorgeous yarns. And so when I made the first one, I made it in the same yarn, which is called Mungo, but I used brown. And now alright, so let me finish. So the pajama cardigan was designed to be knit bottom up pieced. The sleeves were circular, but bottom up and then seamed together, which makes for a really great structured cardigan, and I absolutely love that original one that I made. I wear it a lot, like more than any other sweater probably. And the yarn is held up beautifully. Zero pilling. And like I said, the seaming does give it really good structure. However, today's modern knitters are really into the top-down seamless designs. And so now the pajama cardigan has been rewritten. So the original's still out there, but there will be a pajama cardigan 2.0 in a top-down version. So that's been really going well, and so I'm working on that first sample in this new construction. So here's where we are right now. Oh, I should have just told you really quickly about a little bit about Mungo before I show you. So Mungo is a worsted weight recycled wool and cotton blend, and I love the fact that it's been, recycled, reclaimed out of other materials. It has a rustic feel. It has that quality with cotton that where there's not a lot of stretch, if any. So it's a little bit rough to work with. It's not a fun, smooth, mohair and merino experience. However, I'll say this a million times out loud, the end fabric is worth it. And it's going to last forever. There's just, like I said, there's no pilling. So here we are. This is the back. It has this lovely texture, which is an easy stitch pattern. And I am now working on one sleeve, which will also have this stitch pattern in it. And then there's thumb hole for the bottom with a rolled cuff. So really cute design. The thumb holes also make it really cozy for your pajamas wearing pleasure. So here, I could probably put this on. Let me start on this side. I am working on the size medium. Oh my, don't want to lose anything. That would be awful. Okay, caught on my watch, aren't you? All right, let me see here. I'm just so worried about losing stitches. Okay. I will try to stand up again. Step down and show you a little fashion show. Oh, it's caught. Yeah. I love the way the front comes over and crosses so you can be cozy. And here's the back. I hope you can see something. So yeah, I'm super excited to have this one completed so that I can set up the test knit for this one. Let me try to get this off without losing anything. I should be done with this one this week. I will be done with this one this week. I will make sure I finish it. So if you're interested in test knitting the Pajama Cardigan 2.0, it'd be super fun to have anyone that was part of that first test knit for the Pajama Cardigan join in. But yeah, just please reach out. You can either send me an email or you can comment down below. But just remember that it's nearly impossible for me to reach out to you through YouTube. I can only reply to your comments. So if you don't see it, that's kind of the end of the conversation. But hopefully you will check back if you like to communicate that way. Let's see. So I purchased, let me count these for a minute. 5. I purchased 5 skeins of the Mungo. Here's their little label. They're all, every label or every yarn type has a different hand-drawn label and they're just adorable. But yeah, I used 4 so far. I'm on the 5th one. I'm probably going to need 1 more. So I believe it's going to take me 6 for this because I still have to do both sleeves and the pockets. And the pockets are good sized and they have the pattern on them as well to tie it all in with the back of the sleeve. So I am extremely excited about releasing Pajama Cardigan 2.0. I think it's the perfect cardigan for your wardrobe. And I'm really excited to have this color. I like this silvery gray color. It's called let's see. You know? Oh, Ash 002. Color Ash. Yep. And did I tell you everything? It comes with 240 yards per skein. So that is, well, I lied to you. I really do have another whip. I just can't talk about it right now. It's a secret one. And then I do have some languishing whips, but I'm not going to talk about those today. All right, let's move on to the final segment of the episode, which is acquisitions. And I don't always have acquisitions. However, Joe and I took a vacation, a camping trip with Marie of Old Time Knits. Hi, Marie. And her husband, Michael. Hey, Michael. And we went to Maine. We went to Searsport, Maine, and did some oceanside camping. They brought their camper trailer to stay in, and we rented a little cabin there at the campgrounds. It rained and poured buckets almost the entire time, with some breaks in between, but we made the best of it because we went yarn shopping, because that's what you do, right? So, yeah, we went yarn shopping, and we started out, let's go in order. So we started out at Heavenly Yarns, and this yarn store was, Marie and I both agreed it was one of, if not the best yarn store we've ever been in, and we love to go to yarn stores, so that says a lot. But yeah, Heavenly Yarns, and here's the card. This was in Belfast, Maine, adorable little town. And yeah, so what I got, and I'll put some pictures up. The owner and the lovely woman that was working there were just the kindest souls, and we got pictures and video footage and all that, so I'll put that in at the end, or I'll put that here somewhere in this video. So what I purchased, and I'm going to be quick, some highlighter tape, handy for patterns, some sock repair, that nylon thread stuff. Needed that for a while. I do need to do some sock mending. 2 little skeins of my favorite Letlopi. I will probably be making a pair of magic heel slipper socks. Stay tuned for that pattern. And this was my very first time seeing or touching Sadness Garn, and this is their line. I don't know, maybe you just say line. Line yarn, and let's see now. I got, this is fingering weight, 53% cotton, 33% viscose, 14% linen, and the color is Party, Parti. I believe. I hope I got that right. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these beautiful skeins in this gorgeous rosy pink color. I have some ideas of what I'm going to make with this, but they're not finalized yet. But I'm looking at a pom-pom magazine right now that I have, and it has some really cute summer knits in it. So that store was incredible. And then we went to Mother of Pearl, which was in Freeport, Maine. The guys wanted to check out LL Beans, so we went into that store, and then we popped into Mother of Pearl, and these were on like in a clearance section, and they're called Silky Wool. And I know the skeins are a bit messy because they're just disheveled from me and my camping trip and then getting back home and then all that, but it is such a pretty yarn. I've never seen the brand before, but I just love the way the plies look. And this is 50 grams, 192 yards. It's a 3, huh? Boy, I am very surprised that that's a 3. That seems thin, but I would call this a fingering weight. And color 226 Rouge. And I only got 3 of these, so what is that, about 600 yards? So I'm hoping maybe some sort of a tank. Tank is in my future. So that was Mother of Pearl, and then the last shop, no, I'm wrong. Let's head back again to Belfast. To Heavenly Yarns, because while I was there, I spotted a shawl, a shawlette that I had to have. So it was 1 skein of Aracunia, which I'll put that spelling here. It's a little hard to say, Aracunia. And it was this gorgeous self-striping yarn. Oh, there's the ball band. Perfect. So the yarn is Prisma by Aracunia. There you are. And this yarn is 36% linen, 36% cotton, 28% viscose. This is a 2, so this truly was a fingering weight. And 273 yards. I still have some left over, but not much. So I used up the entire skein. But here it is, all finished and all beautiful. I don't know, I think it's the linen in this that just gives it this incredible drape. It's just the right size. I love it so much, so much. It has just a very simple design with these beautiful eyelets at each color change. And the pattern was free with the yarn, which is really nice. I used my highlighter tape for this one. And I want to tell you what I used for my needles. So here we go. So while I was there, I hadn't brought all of my needles, of course, on vacation. So I needed some vacation needles or emergency needles. And so I picked up these Knitter's Pride Basics. And they did the job. They did the job. I think these are US 7. It was really nice because the owner, I had a pair of metal ones that were like twice the price. And she's like, you know, they have some basics ones that are a lot cheaper. I thought that was really kind. Really? That was so nice of you to recommend the less priced item at your shop. Thank you. But I really like this. I can see me making more of these. And I do not imagine, again, this pilling in any way, shape, or form. So I'm very excited to have this. Did I even tell you the name of it? Really? I don't think I did. It's called The Age of Brass and Steam Kerchief. And like I said, this is a free pattern on Ravelry, I believe, or on their website. They printed it out for me, so I'm not sure. Adorable. Oh, and you can do 2 sizes. Then we can move on to the final store, which was called the Cashmere Goat. I had so much fun in this store. The owner's helper was there, and she's amazing. I only got to see the owner real quick. She was busy in her office, but the owner's helper was incredible, and they have a podcast, so I've been watching that. And anyway, while we were at the Cashmere Goat, and I'm not going to remember the name of the town right now, but it's okay. I saw this yarn, and I've never heard of. It's Baracco, which I've heard of, Meraki. And they had a display, and I think it was 5 or 6 knitted pieces were all out at this display. And they had a tank top, which I fell for. And this is the exact color that the sample was knitted in. I was going to get a blue because I've been going a little pink crazy, but they didn't have enough of the skein. So this was just, the universe decided for me that it was going to be this beautiful color, pink. And I cannot wait to start this tank. So let me tell you a little bit about the yarn first. So it's 71% cotton, 24% hemp, and 5% polyester. 50-gram ball and 131 yards or 120 meters per. The color is 6017. I don't see a color name on here, but it is a fingering weight. I'm almost 100% sure of that. You know, it might be a DK weight. I'm not sure. I'm surprised it doesn't say it. And on the pattern, we're only showing the Baracco name. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. But I believe this is a fingering or a DK weight. So, I hope I have enough. The name of the tank top I was telling you about is called Lilika. And there is a picture of it. This is a paid-for pattern. So I paid for this pattern, and then they were nice enough to print it out for me, put it in this plastic sleeve, which is just so handy. So I have not cast on yet, but just for reference, the yarn was, 6 of them were $48, so $8 a piece. So the pattern plus the yarn was, and tax, because there is tax in Maine, was $59.08. So, you know, knitting is not cheap. Like, you know, it's a $59 tank top. What can I say? But I'm going to enjoy it for a long time, I'm sure. Yeah, overall, Marie and Joe and Michael and I had a really nice time, and just I needed that. I needed to get away and just relax for a while and just have some yarny fun, and it was really great. Oh, last thing. So my birthday was in the beginning of April. Marie was supposed to come over and we were going to do a podcast, but I ended up getting sick. I'm fine now, but I had a couple of months, if not longer, of just going through some testing and a lot of stuff to figure out what was going on. So I had to cancel our visit, and she was going to be bringing me this birthday gift, which I didn't know about at the time, but she got this at a fiber fair. She went to the Jagger Spun booth and bought me the most gorgeous set of yarn that I think I've ever seen. Oh my. It is so beautiful with all the natural sheepy colors. Oh, this is some gorgeous, gorgeous wool from Jagger Spun. Yeah, it's this cool, this is called Heather, 100% wool, 300 grams, 996 yards of sport/DK weight. So, and it's Maine made, so quite fitting. I love this set more than I can say. I love it so much that it's going to be hard for me to knit with it for a while, but I think it's going to become a gorgeous sweater. I can't wait. So I've already thanked you, but thank you, Marie. You know I love this. She also added some soap and a stitch marker. Just so, so sweet. All right, I think that is it for episode 66. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you'll watch the end to see some of the footage from my vacation and the yarn stores. And like I said, if you would like to help test knit the Pajama Cardigan 2.0, please reach out. And I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Bye now.
There's a yarn shopping for you.
That's the only reason they're letting us go.
Oh, dude, are we in the way, Greenport actually is, my daughter lives there, and it's really a family.
You look so pretty.
Oh, silly.
He's not done, Joe.
He's
He
not
gets
silly
down and
guys.
dirty.
He does. Well, hello.
Well, hello.
Hi. You're on.